Okay, and we are back. So moving on. Let's go see what Scorchman has done here. Fire Magician. Rats. After all this time, they finally caught me for committing Scorch Fraud. Ah, so it's not Scorchman. What's Scorch Fraud? Oh well, I just claimed my name was Scorchman to start a fight with someone, that's all. No, I don't really know where I got that idea from either. Kinda kicking myself for it. Scorchman, yeah, serves you right for tricking me. Some friend you are. Actually, were you even my friend? Maybe that's why we lost back at the second festival. We weren't displaying true scorching power. I know hard feelings about our previous bouts. Always looking for another Scorchman, if you're interested. Okay. And so, 140th place. Akudama Empire Mothership by Mecha Shadow with an overall score of 40.80. Now this one also got a 25% time penalty. Everyone enjoyed the stage. Shin gave a 54. Whoa! But Ace didn't enjoy it as much. So this stage probably would have placed far higher as well had it not got a point deduction. 3 Trickster tokens and 1 energy element. Akudama Empire Mothership, huh? Okay. Let's see what we're dealing with here. In a mothership, huh? Nice graphics. Already a boss? Okay. Wait. Oh. You can... Okay, good to know. Oh, see you later. What? Oh. Okay. Interesting. What are you? Now you're jumping high. Okay, cute little enemy. Oh, hello. Aww. Oh, those are Gabioles, are they? Interesting. But they're reskinned to be like swords. Okay. Fine. What? Oh, I'm so dead. Wow, those fires come out fast. Wow, those timing is holy. Punishing. Yeah, those fires come out immediately. There's practically very little time to adjust yourself. You just gotta go, go, go. Ow! What? Now I mistimed it, really? Okay. What is that? Okay. Are those? No, you can't. I don't know what those resprites are. There is a lot of sprites that I've never seen before. Oh, it's you again. I guess that's... Oh my... Wait, what? Is this just a huge jump here? What? I can't make that jump, can I? I really don't think I can. What am I meant to do here? Wait! All the way here? Really? No checkpoint? That's a bit rough. Questionable decision, okay. Is there something I didn't see that I was meant to go through? Because that just looks like forced weapon usage. That's not good. Why did we get 2 box this time? It was only 1 last time. What? Really? I don't think you can get there without weapons either. So... Huh. Got one of the tokens, so now I need to be on the lookout for breakable tiles. Where did you come from? You have a very bad habit of respawning immediately. Why are you all respawning? That's really not good here. Yeah, I don't see what I'm meant to do here, so that's really questionable design, to be honest. You have to use forced weapon. That isn't good. Consider there's no weapon refills either. Very weird decision. And now what? Are you kidding me? Well, rush will do the trick here. I was trying to slide off rush, but managed to get it anyway. Okay. I'll love a checkpoint. Thank you! Okay. Oh. You're showing me what I'm about to be dealing with, aren't I? I would love it. Some HP drop. That's a good start. I got lucky there and just didn't get hit, huh? Wait, you can jump out by accident? Okay. Ooh! I had faith. I had faith. Oh, maybe... It might have been to the left there. What? Well, this forces you to use weapon. There's no other way about it. How did I not get hit there? And you still don't give a checkpoint. Yeah. Where are the checkpoints? That was a perfect position to put a checkpoint. No. Just no. Okay. Very sparse checkpoints in this state. I'm not sure how I feel about that. But barely throw out my head. This room gets cluttered very quickly. God. That is not good. I do not like the look of that at all. I'm looking for one more. Okay, nice animation. One more hidden token somewhere. Hello? Hello? Anyone home? Ah, you hit me anyway. Oh, hello? Okay. I do like the animation of that one. That's kind of neat. That's how long it takes to get a checkpoint? That's ridiculous, I think. It takes that long to get a checkpoint. Wow, considering there's so much instant death around. Very weird, very questionable design choice, but okay. There's just so much going on here. Oh, found it. Okay. There is so much going on. Oh, let's get out of here. If we can, of course. Eddie! Eddie! Eddie the goat! Nice assist. I forgot I fought a boss at the beginning of the stage, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's an E-tank down there, but... That's not even my fault. I wanted to walk on the... what looks like solid ground. The grey blocks? No, that's not ground? No? Why not? Why is it so solid? Why does it look like it's ground? Don't like that at all. I don't think that was my fault. Oh my god. Look at this enemy spam. Look at this enemy spam. Look at this enemy spam. This is not good. This really isn't good. Perfect. That's one up. Let's take the up route for a change then. It camouflages far too well. The spikes at least. So, yeah, I mean, look at that. That's just not good. That basically looks like it's solid ground, and it just isn't. Oh, you, I don't really want to be dealing with you right now. Oh my gosh, why is so much enemy suddenly? What the hell is going on? Oh no. And then your shield is so I can't hit you. Yeah. There's way too many enemies in the stage. It's an overabundance. It's just constant enemy spam. Oh, I'm so dead. And then the jump you can't make. Yeah. Yeah, this is kind of pretty average, if even below level design. And checkpoints, remember, what are they? What are checkpoints in this stage? For something as punishing as this, with this much instant death and pits, not having more checkpoints, very, very questionable design. And now I'm getting frustrated, because I have to replay the same parts over. Because making a slight mistake, and even at time not even making a mistake, just being basically overwhelmed, leads to having... Oh, that's just death, isn't it? Because that's not a platform. See, you're telling me that at the bottom is not a solid block? That is a very, very bad choice of tile sets. I just have to put it out there. They don't blend well at all. In fact, they blend so well, I think it's real solid ground. Yeah. Oh, that's so gonna catch up to me. Oh, I don't like this. Oh no. No, get away. Get away. Oh, you... Oh, I'm so going to die. Look! Look how many enemies spawn! And I have to use Rush Jet anyway. Get me out of here. Is that Marks? Yes, it is. Hello, I have a message for you. The author of this level said that they had a great plan for the last boss of this stage. In concept, it meant to be another fight with the pink-colored tall lady robot from the beginning, but powered up and stuff. Her name was Namonaki. Unfortunately, they were badly pressed with their studies and their part-time job and other everyday affairs, and their lack of coding experience too. Whilst that battle was canned, kinda sucks if you ask me. They also say that it was still very fun working with this engine, taking part in the competition. They thank everyone who played this level and they hope it didn't seem too difficult or too long. It's not the problem of length or difficulty, it's the checkpoints. If you're gonna make something this punishing, with instant death and pit, you need more checkpoints. That's all, I guess. Will you get me out of here, please? Yeah, let's come with me, Mark. I guess we're fighting a Death Kit boss, or we're not fighting a boss at all. Oh, it's just the same fight again. I see. Well, weakness time. It's not that. Not that. Water shield does okay damage, but not weakness. Not that. This will be good to know for the future arena runs. Let's try Thunder Beam. That's okay damage. There you go. You don't like... I forgot your name already. Oh, you're gonna explode this time, for real? Oh, at least you put in the exploding animation. At least you did that. I have to give you props for that. Steady progress. Yo, we made it to 20% of energy elements. After so many hours. Hell yeah. Alrighty. So this was submitted late as well, which makes sense why I got time penalty. Mick, 54. Starting with literally just magical Dorothy's final stage was a bold move, though perhaps not the best for creative first impression. Thankfully, Namonaki is a fun fight. She's simple, but the ability of her spread shot adds just the right level of complication to make things a little interesting. I completely understand why a brand new boss wasn't created for the end game, but I do think more could have been done with the rematch. For one idea, perhaps putting some of the early levels flame jets in the floor, it would be a simple way to limit the player's movement and add a twist to the fight. At the same time, it shouldn't go overboard into unfair or not fun. As for the level, it doesn't quite live up to the boss fight. It starts off well enough, a simple variety of early enemies, and my only real issue is the flame jets aren't obvious enough. However, the level quickly overloads its assets. I'm pretty sure I count 10 different enemy types before the first mid-stage checkpoint, and the number only grows. Incidentally, players If you miss the second token, open the menu and hit retry so the checkpoint below doesn't force a restart. Magical Doropy wasn't quite this crazy with enemy types in its different stages. Magical Doropy's where this is from, I see. Making them a hassle to handle. It also doesn't help that the surprise stars are blue against a blue background. Please use some more contrast. Beyond the enemy bloat, this has a few bad habits with its gimmick. The majority of the concepts are good, but they don't show up nearly enough. This is a huge shame and part of why I suggest using at least one for Namonaki's rematch. Beyond that, forced weapon usage in Magical Doropy worked well due to a lack of proper weapon energy. Mega Man, for whatever reason, doesn't have infinite ammo here. And that makes those segments far more irritating than they would be in a home game. Conceptually, this is alright. Magical Doropy mixes well with Mega Man for obvious reasons, and I did enjoy Namonaki's fight. However, this tries to use too much at once, and as a result, it doesn't do enough with what it has. Shin 54. I was honestly a bit skeptical when I first saw what this stage was referencing. A level based on Magical Kids Doropy seems like a solid choice for this type of contest, given how many times the original game has been compared to Mega Man. At the same time, though, it was a game that had a lot of issues as well, so on one hand I was worried that some of these issues would find their way here. On the other hand, I was hopeful that those issues would be addressed and result in a good reimagining of the source material. Things kicked off interestingly enough with a boss fight at the start, though an understandably easy one, given it was meant to be set up for a harder fight at the end. From there, the level plays out pretty decently for a while. Most of the enemies get proper introduction and they tend to play off the room layouts, well up until a certain point. After about midway through the stage, the rooms start to become oversaturated with enemies. It's not uncommon for anywhere between 2 to 4 flying enemies to suddenly show up from the side of the screen, especially during the last few sections of the level. I said it, especially the final screen before the boss. There's just constantly enemies on screen. I flew over with Rush Jet, which you have to anyway because it's just a huge gap. Combine this with very cramped areas such as the underwater segment, along with enemies that have awkward movement patterns, the light purple sphere guys that fire when directly over you being the main culprit, and things get chaotic very quickly. Also, while this may be a controversial stance, I think the inclusion of those star-shaped enemies was a bad choice. The way they suddenly pop into existence to surround and close in on you was annoying in the original Doropy, and it's annoying here, doubtedly so when they're practically the same colour as the background. It's a shame because if it weren't for the enemy spam, I think this would be a mostly serviceable level. It's a little rough around the edges. Besides cutting down on the amount of enemies, I think a good place to start would be with fleshing out the gimmicks. That's a double T by accident. The fire jets barely show up, and the flying gears only became a threat in the third token room, which is a shame because it had the potential to be a pretty decent recurring gimmick. That aside, the only other platforming tricks this stage pulls is when you're forced to use the magnet beam. I didn't mind these sections at first since you're given free weapon refills along the way, and there was very little chance you'd run out of ammo even before that. Towards the end though, these segments get ruined due to the enemy placement. There's at least 2 parts I can recall where you'll be prompted to fire out a magnet beam and walk across to the other side, only to be blindsided by enemies with a few options to safely fire back. Can't shoot when you're on the using the magnet beam, remember? As for the end, I'm sorry to hear you weren't able to make the boss fight how you originally intended it to be, all for very understandable reasons. Even though what we got was essentially the first boss again with a slightly different room layout. At the very least, I can still appreciate the thought of not wanting to end on a complete anticlimax. Like I said before, there's a lot of potential in the concept of remaking stuff from Doropy. Oh, that's where Doropy's character's from, is it? Yes, from this previous contest. Ah, they just needed a bit more fine-tuning in this case. Patchy 64. Empires in space. References that I don't get. So the odd enemy designs and the way they are spammed here probably all closely resemble the game. Doesn't excuse this entry for how it's going to be scored though. Strange forced weapon usage throughout that does not immediately convey to players that they should use them. I initially thought you have to damage boost yourself through the spikes with the lasers shooting frequently. First area where you have to use weapons. The laser shooters above the water, they are just kinda there. The lasers bounce off the water surface so they never really reach you while you're submerged. The background is somewhat busy looking and kinda blends in with the tile set. hindering the readability of the actual layout of the stage sometimes. I often kept walking thinking it's a straight path ahead, only to fall into spikes that I didn't even realize were there at first. Yes! Thank you, I felt the same. I feel like the first encounter of the boss is harder than the final one, since there you have less room to maneuver, or you have a lot more space to dodge around in the final area. Not a bad boss, just kinda a little anticlimactic to end it easier than how it started. Flashman65. I haven't played the Cryon Conquest / Magical Kids Dorothy, so I can't speak with any authority about how successful this level is as a crossover. My research suggests that the aesthetics and gameplay are in line with the original, but perhaps a little off the mark with the choice of music and number of enemies on any given screen. One thing I can say for sure is that in lieu of the magic broom, the level needs either infinite rush jet energy or free weapon refills before the spike gap. Strictly viewing this as a Mega Man level, there are some ups and downs, but no up and downs, thankfully. Upsides include a slew of novel hazards, enjoyably designed water segments, and satisfying boss fights bookending the level. Downsides include a very loosely structured challenge progression, overly distant checkpoints, and an unforgiving final stretch. Visually there's a lot to take in. Enemies tend to blend in with the background, and the background often has a similar texture to the foreground. Yes. So I can't always tell what's what at a quick glance. Eye fatigue starts to set in after a while, and changing up the background only helps so much. Orally, I have a similar problem. The music is fine for a while, but it wears thin by the end of the level. It'd be fine with a high screen count otherwise. In terms of construction, flow, token placement and technical polish, the level is solid. The few oversights are minor enough. Not to mention, I would have liked marks to have been hidden in a secret room or not present at all. The climax of this level is the worst place to receive unnecessary excuses from a Kirby character. I like the level well enough, but I wonder whether I'd be more appreciative or less impressed if I were more familiar with the source material. And Ace 35. You cannot just take assets from another game, use them in the same manner as the original game, and expect them to work out well. The Cryon Conquest has specific alterations to the Mega Man style that make them work in the game, such as the ability to aim. Oh really? Infinite weapon usage, and even little things like oxygen meters. The entire level just becomes a mess, and a pretty boring one at that. There are simply too many enemies on screen at any given time throughout the whole stage, some of which come out of nowhere and others blend into the background. The player takes a lot of unexpected damage, particularly frustrating enemies with a squid, a waste of time and doesn't work, or because you can shoot upwards in the source game. And the armored bull, where the solution to avoiding is to stand still, making it another huge waste of time. The starfish were completely unavoidable if you had not been through a section before, and very easy to slide into, and the rocket fish are pretty much the same issue. The stage has a whole lot of spikes, including after verticals transitions, making the stage feel very tight given how many enemies there are around. This would not have been as bad if you had added reasonable checkpoint placement throughout. But there are far too few of these. Despite all of these, the stage did not feel very hard, but often frustrates based on unavoidable deaths and enemies that are difficult to see. The forced weapon usage, while not an issue when used well, is fairly pointless in this stage. The original game was built around the broom mechanic, and had a huge number of puzzles built around it. This type of weapon does not exist in this Mega Man game. We needed to make these sections more interactive rather than use weapons to bypass spikes repeatedly. Given how many gimmicks appear but are only used once, it feels like you attempted to include everyone from the base game in this level, and none of them were used in an interesting way. Almost everything in the stage was used better in the source game, from puzzles to enemy placement and usage. The boss was a nice start to the stage, although I would have liked a different climax and not fought the same thing again. The token rooms were the highlight, hidden well and had nice challenges within. I appreciate the effort put into recreating the original game, but more effort should have been made to make it work for Mega Man. My biggest issue, like the judges mentioned, checkpoint placement, combined with how overly spammy and clustered the rooms were, especially with instant death pits and spikes, because I got sent back quite a bit on numerous occasions. And also, the background blending in with foreground. One of my deaths was just walking off into spikes because I assumed I was gonna cross a solid grey bridge, but it just was background. So those would be my major issues with this level, but overall, gameplay wise, it's fun. It works. So decent job, well done. And with that said, I'm probably gonna leave it here for this session. So I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.